So I work mainly, of course, in Vero with the teenagers, and of course that breaks my heart even more in some ways, because young children that get abused, I think if we get them soon enough and can work with them in the way that we do, many of them can recover and get placed either back with their families or in good situations. But teenagers who have been shuffled around their whole life, it's a tough go for them.
It is.
And so I remember taking this 13-year-old girl school shopping. At that point, the Guild people could do that. And you know, she, well, of course, it was kind of funny. The girls all want to buy skirts that are a little too short, or, you know, things that aren't really appropriate, and we'd been instructed on what they could or could not do. But the thing that struck me that day, and we never asked questions about their background. I mean, that was not the right thing to do, and we all knew it. But she just said, oh, you know, I've been in 13 different placements, and my mom's in jail, and, you know, I don't really care about all this, you know, and I don't care about school. But I could see how excited she was to actually buy school clothes, and I thought to myself, you're acting like you don't care at all, but I know you care.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it just came through so loud and clear to me that they can act as tough as they want, but they have hearts. And what I love about the Guild in particular is that we do some of the things that others might say, you know, come on, you're giving them food and, you know, 3 meals a day and a house. You know, do they really need a great pair of sneakers, you know? Do they really need a nice iPad? And I will say to my fellow Guild friends or anyone that I'll say, you know, you gave those things to your children. Why would you want to deny that to a child who not only isn't like your child with a wonderful background, but, you know, had so many problems? I never resented for 1 minute anything special we did for our children. I mean, the friendships one makes in the Guild are extremely important to me. My best friends have come from there. But I have to say, I didn't know much about abused and neglected children. I mean, I grew up in a large family, a poor family, but I had a mother and a father and good siblings and a Christian upbringing, and I know it was hard for my mom and dad, but I always had a roof over my head and food on the table. And, you know, at my age, I realized that was probably difficult for them sometimes, but that was my growing up experience. I had never really understood what happens to some children in our country and, you know, here in Vero Beach and Martin County. And of course, at that time, we didn't have the village here. But the more I learned, you know, the more my heart went out to what happens to kids that get abused. And so, I mean, it became a heart thing. I just wanted to help in whatever way I could. And oddly, it was fun to help. You know, the Guild's job was to raise money to help the kids, to do some of the things that the state funding didn't provide. And so, you know, it sounds odd, but we had fun helping these children that needed help. The Guild women are wonderful, but we're not there 24/7 like the staff is. One person in particular that I admire is Jack Price. You know, he has been our maintenance man for years. And I said, Jack, how do you do it? You know, these kids are breaking windows and they're mad and they put their hand through the wallboard, and he just smiled, you know. I mean, he's been there forever. I really believe that I have always gotten more out of Hibiscus than I've ever been able to give to them. The unity that we have at a place like our center, where, you know, we have the Career Pathways program and culinary training and all kinds of good activities where kids, even if they're not good, might learn something from somebody who is behaving properly, you know. I think that's invaluable. We live in a country where so many of us have so much that it is really important that we keep a big focus on these kids that don't. You know, I will always be advocating for our children. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that.
Important.
Well, thank you for taking the time with us today. I think what you do, what the Guild does, the Guild raises hundreds of thousands of dollars every year for Hibiscus, for children you don't know.
We don't know.
Many children you will never meet.
Right.
But you're still selfless in that effort every year. And I want you to know, from the staff, from the board, we thank you. We never take you for granted. We thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome, and we thank you, because we know, I mean, we're smart. We know we're not going to save every single child there, but what we're doing is going to save many of them and put them on a career path that will change their lives, and that's what we're trying to do.
It is. Well, our unofficial motto is every day, every child, every day for a better tomorrow.
I love it. That's exactly it, Matt. Thank you. Thanks
Suzanne,
for all
thank
you do.
you so much for
My
being with us
pleasure.
today.
Thank you.
It has been wonderful.
Oh, mine
thank
too.
you.
Thanks so much.